As the days go by, we face the increasing inevitability that we are alone in a godless, uninhabited, hostile and meaningless universe. Still, you've got to laugh, haven't you?
Pretty much Red Dwarf in a nutshell. So, welcome to Season 2 of Red Dwarf, which surprisingly starts off outside the ship and away from our main characters on the ship called the Nova 5. So apparently in the future there are soap operas made by androids for androids and starring androids.
What about Brooke Jr.?
He isn't your android.
So yeah, not that much worse than our current human ones. Meanwhile on Red Dwarf, Rimmer is trying to learn Esperanto, but Lister seems to be picking it up a lot quicker.
Please, could you direct me to a 5-star hotel?
Wrong, actually. Totally, utterly, and completely wrong.
Please could you direct me to a 5-star hotel?
Also, we learned that Lister went to art college for like 5 minutes.
I mean, it was ridiculous. They had lectures like first thing in the afternoon.
Soon afterwards, Holly tells them that they're getting a signal.
Aliens.
No, Rimmer, it's not aliens. It's never going to be aliens. It turns out to be a distress call.
Thank goodness.
So meet Kryten. He's a service android from the Nova 5, which has crashed at some point. All of the men on board are dead, and the only survivors are 3 women. How convenient. Also, here's what they look like, because that's important.
By God, we'll rescue these fair blooms, or my name's not Captain A.J. Rimmer, space adventurer.
Wow, shades of Ace Rimmer there.
What am I supposed to say? Fear not, I'm the bloke who used to clean the gunk out of the chicken soup machine. Actually, we know sod all about space travel, but if you've got a blocked nozzle, we're your lads.
Much as I'm trying not to focus on Cat, here's a memorable line that I couldn't get away with skipping over.
Yeah, I'm so excited, all 6 of my nipples are tingling.
The look on Rimmer's face just puts a nice cap on it.
We're on a mission of mercy. We're taking them urgently needed medical supplies. We're not on the pull.
Cut to montage of Lister getting ready. Yeah, I don't want to think about why his sock was all stiff. So much ew. An interesting solution to having burned a hole in your pants with the iron. Also, the t-shirt he's wearing has Muggs Murphy on it from the cartoon they were watching in Me Squared. He also wore another Muggs Murphy shirt in that episode, but I missed it then. And then there's Rimmer. Gotta love how each has his own very different version of getting dressed up.
You're really trying, aren't you? You're wearing all your least smeggy things.
So apparently Lister has a habit of putting Rimmer down in front of any women they meet, so Rimmer calls him out on it.
It's always the same when we meet girls. Put me down and make yourself look good. Just don't put me down when we meet them.
Okay, what do you want me to say? How do you want me to act?
Or what about the nickname I had at school?
What, bonehead?
I didn't mean that. I meant the other one.
What other one?
Ace.
Another early reference to Ace Rimmer.
Maybe Ace Hole.
I'm trying to say build me up, don't put me down. Don't go ape, just sort of mention perhaps that I died and that I was pretty incredibly brave about it. I mean, you know, perhaps you could just hint that I've had tons of girlfriends.
Yeah, this conversation is gonna come up again later. Back on the Nova 5.
Do eat nicely, Miss Anne. What on earth will the visitors think if they see you eating like that?
Yeah, Kryten's definitely not all there. So they take Blue Midget, one of Red Dwarf's shuttlecrafts, to the Nova 5, where Kryten greets them.
Carvita!
Ah, vi parolas Esperanton, Capitano Rimmer.
Come again?
You speak Esperanto, Captain Rimmer.
Oh, si, amor, oui.
And they meet the remaining crew of the Nova 5.
Well, I leave you to get acquainted. I'll just go and fix some tea.
Our first contact with intelligent life in 3,000,002 years, and it's the android version of Norman Bates.
I don't know whether it's the time or place to say this, but my mate Ace here is incredibly brave.
Well, you did ask him to do it, Rimmer.
And he's got just tons and tons of girlfriends.
I'm warning you, Lister.
Best line in this episode goes to Kryten.
They are dead. They're all dead.
My God. Well, I was only away 2 minutes. You're that sure they're dead?
There's a simple test. All right, girls, hands up those of you who are alive.
Poor Kryten.
What am I going to do?
So they take Kryten back to Red Dwarf with them, but he has lost his sense of purpose, so
I was created to serve. I serve, therefore I am.
Rimmer has him doing various chores around the ship. But Lister doesn't approve.
Come on, there must be something you look forward to.
Androids. Androids. Everybody needs good androids.
Good luck getting that song out of your head. Kryten admits that when he's asleep, he has dreams.
My favorite one is that I'm in a garden and I've planted everything and made it grow. And there's no one there but me, just me and all the things I made live. Silly.
Aw.
Find a planet with an atmosphere and do it.
But Kryten can't get past his programming that tells him that he can only be a servant and can't do anything just for the fun of it. Besides, Rimmer gave him a ton of things to do.
What?
Mr. Arnold is my master now.
Mr. Arnold isn't his name. His name's Rimmer. Or Smeghead. And on a very rare occasion when you want to be, like, really mega polite to him, Kryten, you can call him arsehole.
There's something you'll never hear on an American sitcom.
Drop dead, Rimmer.
Already have done.
Encore.
So despite Lister encouraging Kryten to do his own thing and trying to inspire him by showing him Marlon Brando movies, Kryten seems to be stubbornly continuing to follow Rimmer's orders. But then we see what he's actually painting.
What are you doing?
I think I'm rebelling.
What are you rebelling against?
What do you got? I need your bike.
You got it?
And there's something you'll never see on an American sitcom. Cat approves. And so ends Kryten. So this was an interesting way to introduce a new character, despite that he disappears from the show until the next season. Kryten was played by David Ross here, but later on he'll be played, of course, by Robert Llewellyn for the rest of the series. So naturally when the subject of Kryten comes up, that's the version of the character that people think of. And I'm no exception for the most part, but I want to point out that I do also like David Ross's version. I mean, I love Robert Llewellyn along with his own quirky take on Kryten, but David Ross brings a kind of almost childlike innocence to the character that is missing in the later version. I love the part where he's talking about his dream of growing a garden. I almost want to tear up at how wistful he sounds. Of course, his rebellion against Rimmer is somewhat retconned when he returns in Season 3, but oh well. That can be explained by Season 3's opening, which I'll address when I get there. Next up is Better Than Life. See you then.
We're a bit short on a few supplies.
Like what?
Cow's milk. Ran out of that yonks ago.
What kind of milk are we using now?
Emergency backup supply. We're on the dog's milk. Lasts longer than any other type of milk, dog's milk.
Why?
No bugger to drink it.